Multiplying polynomials. This is a polynomial. It's two terms. This is a monomial. So you multiply a monomial by a polynomial. This could also be called a binomial because there's two terms. Anyways, so we're going to multiply this times this whole thing. And what you do is you basically do something called distributive property. This particular one. So you're going to multiply this times this. So it's going to look something like this. That times this. There's the first piece. And then you're also going to multiply this times this. So what you have here is you have a minus, and then you have the 3x squared y times the 6x y to the 8th. So as you can see, you multiply the 3x squared y times both pieces. Alright, our next step is to multiply these two. So 3 times 7, you should hopefully know that's 21. And then we have, looks like x squared times x to the 5th. Well, x squared times x to the 5th, you add the exponents, so it's x to the 7th. And lastly, y times y to the 3rd, that's the first power, so y to the 1st times y to the 3rd is y to the 4th. So you add those. Next, put the minus, and you got 3 times 6. So 3 times 6 looks like it's going to be 18. And then you got an x squared times just simply x, which is x to the 1st. So 2 plus 1 is x to the 3rd. And then you got y times y to the 8th. So y to the 1st times y to the 8th. So 1 plus 8 is 9. So y to the 9th. That is your answer. You cannot combine those. Those are different terms. And we're done. Alright, next one. You're going to multiply the polynomials here. So we're going to multiply this 3x times each piece here. It's distributive property again. So you're going to multiply these two. And you get 3x times this. So you get 3 times 5. Looks like it's going to be 15. And x times x squared. Looks like it's going to be x to the 3rd. And you got 3x times negative 6x. So 3 times negative 6 is going to be negative 18. And x times x is x squared. And lastly, you have 3x times negative 1. So 3x times negative 1 is simply going to be negative 3x. None of those combine, and you're going from the highest power to the lowest power. So we're good to go. Alright, the last one, we're going to multiply these two binomials. There are multiple ways of doing this, but we're going to start it off with something called FOIL. It's kind of like distributive property, kind of like twice. So basically, here's what we do. We multiply the x times the x. That will give us x squared. And then we multiply the x times the 6. That will give us 6x. But the next step is to multiply this negative 3. So that's a negative 3 times x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. Then you're done if you cannot simplify. But you can still group these two. Those two combine. So we got us combined like terms. So we got the x squared still. 6x minus 3x is positive 3x. And you still have a minus 18. Now you're done. That is your answer when you multiply those two binomials.